At first, the monkey economy looked like a success. Trade was working, symbols were accepted, the jungle felt organized. Monkeys no longer had to exchange food directly. They could work today, earn symbols, and eat later. Efficiency increased, specialization appeared. Some monkeys gathered food, others protected territory, others managed exchange. From the outside, the system looked stable, but stability is not the same as sustainability. The collapse didn't begin with chaos. It began quietly. The first problem was distance. As the tribe grew larger, monkeys stopped knowing each other personally. Trust was no longer built through direct interaction. It was replaced by symbols. A shell meant value, a stone meant obligation. But symbols only work when everyone agrees on what they represent. Over time, that agreement weakened. Some monkeys began accumulating far more symbols than others, not because they worked harder, but because they were closer to resources, near food sources, near leaders, near decision-making. Gradually, contribution stopped mattering. Position did. This was the first crack in the system. Monkeys who produced food worked harder but earned fewer symbols. Monkeys who controlled access worked less but earned more. Resentment grew, not openly, quietly. The second problem was confusion. Symbols were meant to represent real value: food, shelter, protection. But over time, monkeys began treating symbols as value itself. They worked not to eat but to collect symbols. They competed not for survival but for status. This changed behavior. Cooperation turned into rivalry. Shared goals turned into individual gain. The system still functioned, but its purpose shifted. The third problem was imbalance. More symbols were created, but food production stayed the same. The jungle did not become more fertile. Trees did not grow faster, but symbols multiplied. Soon monkeys noticed something strange. They had more symbols than ever before, yet felt poorer. Food became harder to obtain. Conflicts increased. Symbols lost meaning. This was inflation long before monkeys had a word for it. The fourth problem was power. As symbols lost trust, force began to replace agreement. Monkeys with influence enforced value. Monkeys with strength protected hordes. The economy slowly transformed into hierarchy. Rules favored those at the top. Punishments fell on those at the bottom. At this point, the system was no longer economic. It was political. The collapse accelerated. Trade slowed. Trust disappeared. Monkeys stopped believing that symbols guaranteed survival, and once belief vanished, the system followed. The final problem was rigidity. Instead of adapting, leaders tried to preserve the old structure. They increased control. They demanded loyalty. But systems that refuse to change do not stabilize, they break. Eventually, the jungle returned to something simpler. Direct exchange reappeared. Small groups separated from the larger tribe. The economy did not vanish overnight. It fragmented. What collapsed was not trade itself, but the illusion that symbols could replace reality. The monkeys didn't fail because they were careless. They failed because complexity outpaced understanding. Human economies follow the same pattern. Symbols grow faster than trust. Systems grow faster than meaning. And collapse is rarely sudden. It is slow, quiet, and misunderstood until it is complete. In the next video, we'll look at a specific force that accelerates collapse even faster: inflation.